Okay, this is going to be a short video, but an important one. You need to stop training like a skinny person. You need to stop training like a weak person, okay? I'm going to tell you a little story. So one day I'm in the gym, and in this particular day, I decided to hit Stairmaster first. I think it was like a leg day or something like that, right? And so I go to the Stairmaster and I set it to something. And because I don't want to be bored on the Stairmaster, because, you know, cardio is kind of boring, treadmill is kind of boring, the stair climbing is kind of boring. I go to my phone and I open the YouTube app and I start playing videos on weightlifting because I like, you know, weightlifting, obviously. And there's this one guy I watch called Nick Peterson, and he makes these cool gym videos. You should look him up, by the way. It's very, very good content. And I'm just getting so hyped like watching him because he's got a very cinematic style of recording and stuff like that. And he's doing these lifts that I'm not very used to. This is a while back, right? So he was doing stuff like heavy back squats, heavy deadlifts. I think in another video I watched, he was doing like some dips and stuff like that, right? With like a lot of like aggression. And I was watching it and I was getting so hype and I was like inspired to do these lifts. I wasn't used to that because I think at this point, like I wasn't really used to back squats. I wasn't really used to like a lot of compound lifts. I was kind of more comfortable around the leg press and stuff like that, right? But watching this video, I got really inspired and I was just like, fuck it, dude, I want to work out like him. I want to work out like him today. Like I want to take it seriously and like, I want to work out like that guy because I want to be that guy. So after the Stairmaster, instead of going to my normal machines, I go over to the squat rack and I get the bar and I put on like heavier than normal weight. I sort of like breathe really deeply to get some more like energy in my system, grab the bar, get underneath it, and I start doing back squats, which I like never do or I never really took seriously, right? That workout was the best leg day I had had up to that point. Most beginners train like skinny people, and most people that are at plateaus in their lifter journey are just training like skinny people, okay? Something I want you to think about here is like, if you were like the ideal version of yourself, if you were like the strongest guy in your gym, this is a little thought experiment, okay? Really quick one. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself in the gym and you're the strongest guy in there. You can literally, you're more jacked than anyone else. You're stronger than anyone else. What exercises would you be doing? Would you be doing your little machine? Would you be doing your little dumbbell exercise with 15-pound dumbbells? Would you be doing that? Probably not, right? And if you were a beginner, maybe you have to start there and that's okay, right? That's not what I'm saying. But a lot of times we kind of stay there just because we feel like we don't know what to move up to, or we feel like we don't have to move up to the big boy stuff, if that kind of makes sense, right? But if you were like really strong, if you were the strongest guy in your gym, you would be doing heavy compound lifts, right? And here's another thing, you would probably be pushing yourself until failure more often too. A lot of beginners and even like intermediate guys, they don't push themselves until failure enough. They don't really take that seriously because they're like, well, if I did 10 reps and then I got an extra 2, but I pushed myself to failure, it's only like 2 reps, it's not a lot. The thing is, all experienced lifters, all like strong guys, do failure. They go into absolute failure and they push themselves to their limits. That's what really like makes the difference, right? I kind of just recently had this insight because in my routine, I added a bunch of failures. So basically right now I'm doing failure every single set, which sounds, I know that sounds extreme, but almost every exercise during my my workout days, I go into a failure, which is actually nuts. That's like above average. I don't think anyone else in my gym does that. And also I added in pre-fatiguing the muscles, right? So my exercise routine is very specifically constructed now to be sort of like the high tier workout routines of like the influencers that we kind of watch, right? Alex Eubank, David Lade, Chris Bumstead, people like that, right? For some reason, we mentally disconnect. I'm the same way. I'm like the same as you, by the way, because I just got started in the gym from watching videos, and I had to like learn all this from the ground up. For some reason, we separate the idols in our niche of getting an aesthetic body. We separate the routines of those guys, the actions of those guys, right? Like Alex Eubank, and them, versus like the stuff that we learn, the education we consume in our niche, right? So one of the educational guys will teach you like the optimal way to do this exercise, or this is the routine that got me big traps and stuff like that, right? But it's often not the strongest, best looking guys that kind of run those channels, right? I hope to be different one day. I hope to have an amazing physique and also, teach like practical stuff. But we don't listen to the actual influencers, right? Like the guys on TikTok, Instagram, or like YouTube, right? When they show their workouts and they show themselves, there's a couple of factors that are like common, right? A, they're normally doing a lot of heavy compound lifts. B, they normally like pre-fatigue the muscle on a machine. So they do use machines, but it's more like to like either at the beginning of the workout, they warm the muscles up. It's something called pre-exhaustion, where they pre-exhaust a muscle group to get a better workout. Or it's like after their compound lifts, they use it to sort of exhaust the rest of the gas in the tank. The second factor is that they're normally pushing themselves until failure very, very often, almost like every single set. If you notice like how they exercise, even when they're on machines, as soon as they get close to like the end of their set, they're like, their face is red, their face is all like scrunched up, and they're like struggling to get the weight up. Or sometimes if they fail, they do like mini baby reps at the very end, right? And it's these kind of traits that, let me see if there's another factor. I know there is, but I can't think of it right now. But it's these kind of traits that separate like beginning and intermediate lifters from like really experienced jacked lifters that achieve like the dream physique, right? They have like the 10 out of 10 physique. So the lesson we should derive from that, which seems kind of obvious now that I've told you about it, is that we need to train like strong people. We need to stop training like skinny people. I'm begging you, stop training like skinny people. Here's what's interesting. So I've been through a couple of plateaus, right, in my lifter journey. And I've always like heard that plateaus are caused by a couple of things. Not enough recovery, diet, needing to like vary up the exercises, stuff like that, right? I've always heard these three things, right? We need some variation, we need to change up the diet, nutrient intake, need to get bigger, or you need more rest, recovery. Here's what's interesting. For me, many of my plateaus are because, this is gonna sound weird, my identity is weaker than my actual capability. What's preventing me from progressively overloading is that I just don't think that I can lift a heavy weight, right? I don't think I can lift the same weight as the people that I look up to, like the people with the 10 out of 10 physiques. I just don't think I'm there. When I'm in a plateau, I don't think I have the capability in me to increase the weight up and then do some crazy reps, And then what'll normally happen is I'll go in there on one day and be kind of like angry or in a bad mood and be extra aggressive in the gym, or perhaps I'll be in a really good mood and inspired for some reason, and I'll just go way up in weight, like more than a normal progressive overload, maybe like up by 15 pounds instead of 10 or 5, and I'll crush the workout. It'll be kind of shaky, right? Because my body's not used to pushing that much. But on that day, that was when I like objectively, progressively overloaded, and there wasn't any other factors that changed. There wasn't more rest, my diet didn't change, and I didn't change the exercises that I was doing, right? So a lot of times, that's gonna sound so weird, and a lot of people might disagree with me, but if you're anything like me, A lot of times your identity dictates how strong you are. This is what I've begun doing. I've actually noticed like real like physical results from this, okay? This is really cool. On the drive to the gym, in the car, I will mentally tell myself, I am the strongest person in my gym. I like hype myself up. I'm the strongest person in my gym. I'm the strongest person in my gym. I'm strong as fuck. I'm strong as fuck. I'm strong as fuck. I'm jacked as fuck. No one compares to me. I'll say that to myself in my head, even though I know it's not true. My brain knows it's not true. Of course it's not. But on the ride to the gym and during my workout, I suspend my disbelief and I decide that my identity is strong as fuck. And guess what? I start training stronger in the gym. When you train like a skinny person, you stick to exercises that you are comfortable with as opposed to exercises that would actually make you like a ton of progress. Instead of doing dips, you do chest press machine, you know? You do like really light dumbbells. When you do dumbbells, you don't do dumbbells that you actually like could do if you were to push yourself. You don't go until failure ever. You do your 6 reps, you do your 8 reps, you do your 10 reps, and then you put the weight down, even though you had more energy in you. I just want you to keep an eye out for that. Notice when you train like a skinny person and then course correct. Ask yourself, if I was strong as fuck, how much weight would I grab? What exercises would I do? Perhaps like after this video, look through your routine. You should have your routine written down. That's extremely important if you want to make progress. And B, go over it and ask yourself like, is there like, if I was strong, is this what my routine would look like? If I was like, let's say like twice as strong as I am now, what would my routine look like? Would it be this or would it be something different? Now here's the thing, disclaimer, because I don't want you to hurt yourself. Don't grab a weight that you think you will hurt yourself with. Don't grab something that's like unsafe, especially on unsafe exercises like deadlift, okay? I've injured myself on deadlift. There are a couple other exercises, normally compound exercises, that you can definitely hurt yourself on. But you should know that sweet spot. You should know, you'll feel it, right? So do a weight that's like challenging, but not something that'll actually injure you. Do something that's safe, obviously. Past that, just pretend you're strong as fuck. Work out as if you're strong as fuck. That's all I have to say. That's my message. Take this seriously. I think you'll actually, like, I saw a ton of progress gained just from implementing this weird little philosophy. It doesn't seem like it should work, but it does. That's all. You should subscribe to my channel. It's a win-win for both of us, especially if you got any value from this video. I win because I get a new subscriber, and you win because anytime I have a new insight, learn something new, try something new, I can make a video and directly give you value. The top link in the description is my full program. I just got my first customer yesterday and I raised the price. That's extremely beneficial for you to just check out and read the page, click that, read the details, and then watch the video attached. You'll benefit just from checking that out. It's not priced to just read what it's about. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.